So we've grown a lot over the last year. Last January we had about 11 people. We're now more than 30 people. In the last 6 months we've opened up in New York. We have a team of people out there. We're expanding aggressively into America. In terms of our market, in 2011, when we really started banging the drum about social customer service, no one really knew what we were talking about. Those words didn't really go together. Social was really about marketing. And we were really trying to educate the market on why social customer service was so important. Over the last year, that's changed quite dramatically. Now, almost every company we speak to realizes that social customer service is a really important thing. Almost every company we speak to realize they need a team in their call center of customer service agents who are dealing with customers over Facebook and Twitter. It's still maybe only kind of 10-20% of companies out there who've actually taken this step, but everyone's very aware of it. And over the next year and a half, we see it really starting to hit the mainstream, and the majority of companies starting to set up these new teams and needing software like ours. So it's an exciting time for us as we're really starting to expand our sales and marketing and go out there to kind of win the market. So I think that there's a number of key elements to that. The first one is to having key people in the business who you really trust to manage their areas. And then, especially when you're traveling a lot, it's important to be extremely strict with yourself around managing the kind of downside elements of that. Ensuring you have really good Skype video calls regularly, ensuring there's time every single month you're having real FaceTime with everyone that's important. Even though I'm spending most of my time in America now, I'm always in the London office at least a week a month. And I always make sure I'm having one-to-ones and catch-ups with everyone in the business every single month, as well as spending a lot of time every week speaking to all the senior managers in the company. We have a lot of luck in London. The tech scene is relatively new, and although it's growing a lot, there aren't that many fast-growing, VC-backed, exciting startups that have gone beyond that kind of 4 or 5 person and now at the 20, 30 people mark, where we've got a number of great customers, we've got great revenue, we have a really big opportunity that's becoming very clear. We've gone beyond that kind of initial risk, and so it's actually becoming easier and easier for us to hire. I think that there is a challenge in London of there not being a great history of lots of thousands of great startups that have gone beyond that stage, and so you don't have a massive pool of people, of executives who've been there and done that with startups. We're really lucky that we've got a few key people in the business who have got that experience, and it did take us a long time to find those people. We've certainly been helped by our investors. VCs tend to have a very good network of people who've worked in startups businesses before, and who can help you a lot with hiring. But I think it's just about building a great company, doing great stuff, and having a good story to tell around it. And certainly company culture is a really important one for me. I think a lot about how we can ensure we're building a company that's a great place to work. That's always an ongoing challenge. I think a lot of companies, once they get beyond 30 people, kind of end up descending into middle management and having a lot of challenges and issues. And so ensuring we have a company that doesn't have those issues and that's a great place to work is a really, really important part of my job. For me, fundraising is obviously a key part of my job, so that takes a lot of time and energy, which I think about a lot. Company culture is obviously a key thing for me, and making sure as we're growing and we have teams in multiple countries and multiple managers, that everyone's working together and thinking about the processes that need to be in place to ensure that everyone in the company is working together in the best possible way. So I see my job as really being that of an enabler for the business, ensuring we have the right people, getting the key hires, we have the right funding we need, we have the right culture we need, the right processes we need, and ensuring that everyone is able to do their job in the best possible way. I believe there's a big new market developing. I think that social is becoming the primary communication channel online. It's a trend that we're still pretty early on in, and it's going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And really, I think that social is going to become probably the biggest customer service channel, or certainly the most important customer service channel over the next few years. At which point, we have customers right now who've got thousands of customer service agents And they might a couple of years ago they might have just had 4 or 5 agents doing social. Now we have customers who've got 30, 40, 50 agents doing social. We think that in a few years they're going to have hundreds doing social customer service. And so we think this is a big new market that's developing, and we've really been the only company that's been doing this now for a couple of years. We're out there in the lead. There's other startups that are starting to come up that are in the area, but we think we've got a big opportunity to really build the market-leading company in this space across the world. And so that's our vision. I think there's 2 bits of advice there. First off, if you have an idea and you really want to do it, and you've got to do it, then there's only one thing to do. It's just start straight away and start doing it. Don't worry too much about the idea, because the idea is going to change once it hits the market. And don't try and learn too much in advance, because it won't make any difference. You've just got to go out there. You'll learn by doing and by failing, and by being persistent and just keep going. And that's really the only way to succeed, is just to keep going and keep trying and trying and trying until you've learned enough and you've worked out enough and you can make it work. The other bit of advice, though, is that if you just have an idea but you don't really have that determination to keep going no matter what, then it's probably best not to go and make that leap. Because it could end up failing. Most things end up failing. And most of the people I know who are successful are the people who just keep failing until they succeed. So unless you're prepared to go down that path, then don't bother. And there's actually lots of amazing opportunities to go and work in exciting new startups where people have already got past that kind of initial risk. And I think that, so there are 2 things there. If you really are determined to go and do something, then just go and do it straight away, and don't worry about anyone else. And if you have to go and sleep on a friend's sofa to make it happen, then that's what you've got to do. But I think the other thing is there's lots of great new startups that are coming out that need people who are excited about working in new ideas, new businesses, are willing to take a bit of risk on it, but have already got past that initial stage of getting an idea and getting some funding. And we certainly need lots of smart people to come and join us.